be the case.
Move out.
Your Ryan is just holding shield up. That's not good.
Repositioning.
You keep going up there before assessing the situation. You guys lost that fight. Yes, I was gonna say just back out. There's okay. There's no reason for you to go up there. Um, they have a BAP. They have an Anna. They also have a McCree. So all of those people can shoot you up there, and you can't do very much damage up there. Okay, so you could hear the Zarya underneath. I don't know if you have a pair of headphones or not. Luckily, your teammates killed her, but you really should have been fighting her. You don't have to go up there every single time. They're not in high ground, and you could have easily gone all the way up top. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you use an ability to do something you don't have to do. If they're holding high ground and holding the choke, then that's a good way to get to them and into the fight. But in this case, they're not even in high ground or anything. You showed yourself a little bit too early. Back up. A good thing to do there is just to go all the way on high ground, like through the steps behind you. They're all the way to high ground because you're going to be able to assess the situation a lot better. You're going to be able to jump from up top and maybe pick off a support. Let's see what you do next.
30 seconds.
Good, that's the blossom, nice. It took you a long time to get Death Blossom because you're shooting people from afar, which is wasted time. So you did a Death Blossom when you should have, when people were around and Lamp was gone. But I still think flanks would be better. So you could actually do some damage, but it's not always necessary, as the same way I pointed out earlier. Because there is a lot of time that you do nothing.
Team kill. Overtime.
And also keep in mind that you don't have a Zarya to help you as Reaper, and they have a McCree. A McCree heavily counters a Reaper if the McCree can hit their shots. Junkrat is pretty decent against Reaper as well, because you have to get close to do any significant damage to the Junkrat, and the Junkrat can instantly kill you with a mine and an M1. Okay.
Objective A captured. Defense point. Objective B.
You didn't need to use your Wraith there, but that's fine. You guys aren't pushing up yet. You shouldn't be shooting on right in front of them. You should be looking for a way in, either on the left, on the right. Either would be fine. Good kill on the Ryan. I'm not the best Reaper, but there I would have gone a little bit closer to the Reinhardt, for the main reason being that even though you're going to take damage from him, from his hammer, the Ryan had shattered your team. So if you get closer to him and you kill him before he kills your team, that's great. But since there you played it a little bit too safe, and you should have been more aggressive to try to save your teammates. It's a good TP, but you don't have your Wraith, yeah.
That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
My ultimate is ready. Go.
I can't spectate from above because some buttons don't work on my controller. It's a good TP to get the Junkrat out of there, but well, I wouldn't say good TP, just because the Junkrat can kill you instantly. But good that you saw him up there and try to contest him. You don't need 6 people on point. I would have pushed up a little bit earlier.
Score.
You didn't do too many mistakes. Just certain stuff that I would have done differently.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Want to know where you're gonna position.
Repositioning.
That's a decent spot, yes. There you're gonna be able to see if they come from the little room or up the middle. They have a Pharah. Yes, they have a Pharah and an Echo. That's going to have to be an instant switch whenever you can. Don't drop down yet, don't drop down yet. Wait for it a little bit. There, I would have waited a little bit. So you're able to get out because you saved your Wraith, right? But I would have waited for the tanks to push up a little bit. The Roadhog there is the thing you need to worry about the most with his hook. But you don't necessarily have to shoot the Roadhog. There you needed to wait a little bit for the Roadhog and the Reinhardt to pass, because they're the both tanks and at least one support is going to be with them. If you let them pass a little bit after the Roadhog used his hook, you can drop down on the support and kill him. There your positioning was fine, you just dropped down a lot earlier than you should have. You saw the hook, you could push up a little bit and not worry too much about dying. Watch the hook, right? Okay, so if you looked at the Pharah, she was low for a significant amount of time. That means that the Mercy isn't paying attention to her and she's not being pocketed. So a soldier would be really good against her instead of a McCree or an Ashe.
Justice ain't gonna dispense itself.
McCree's fine. I would have chose a soldier for the reasons I just told you, but McCree is fine.
That'll get it done.
Objective lost.
You can hear the Roadhog on your left. Yep. You heard the Roadhog and he was obviously going to hook someone. You need to be ready for when he hooks someone that you can stun him so he doesn't get any value from his hook. Your Widow got the Pharah, that's perfect. Be careful with the Mercy, she's gonna try to res. She backed up. You heard the Roadhog again. I don't know if you have headphones or not, but you should have been able to hear that Roadhog. If you don't have good headphones, you should invest on some that are like $30–40. You don't have to spend a lot of money for decent headphones. You should be shooting here, right? That's too far. You should know the distance of that. Now stop peeking that. You should not be peeking that.
No one can hide.
They have a soldier and an echo. There you don't have too much cover. If they push up onto the point, you won't be able to back up much other than behind you, but there is fairly enclosed. If you're on the left side, you could use the pillars as cover, and if you get in big trouble, you can drop down a little bit down the staircase, which you can still peek, and there's a mega there, which you can also get to.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Roll call.
You're pushing up without your tanks. Your Mercy's bailing you out because she's healing you, but your tanks, you should stay close to your tanks and not push up past them, unless you're going for like a sneaky high noon, which in this case you can't be because they are pushing and they're still in the choke. You guys killed the Mercy, that should win the fight, regardless of how many kills you get right now. You almost have your ult, so you shouldn't be too aggressive.
Put it on my kid,
I can see the neck over there. Great, you heard her. Okay, there, since you weren't gonna get anybody, you should have tried to pop it on the Reinhardt even though he was holding his barrier, because High Noon is going to break his barrier, and in that position he's either gonna have to drop down into the Mega, which delays their push, or he's gonna stay on the bridge and try to back up and probably die. I would probably hold the pillar a bit more because a Roadhog is going to hook you, which is happening right now. But if you hug the corner very well, it makes it very. If you hug the pillar very well, it makes it very hard for him to hook you and kill you. That one is just positioning. Now, let's see what you're going to do. Good, you're going to the left where your team is. That your Reaper just had like two foot teleport. That's bad. Ooh, that's honestly just a good play by the Reinhardt.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Road call. Heroes never die.
Let's kill the bat. You should kill the bat. Oh, sorry. I keep thinking that's the enemy team because it's red. Your aim is not the best, and neither is your positioning.
Put on my tag.
One thing you can do as a McCree that works a lot of the time is just shoot their tanks. That'll build you charge a lot faster. So one of the things that you can abuse as McCree to get maybe high plat, low diamond is shooting their tanks, build up your ult charge a lot faster, and which allows you to do high noons behind them. You don't have to get a huge high noon. You could get one person, and that could win you a fight. That one wasn't your fault. That's your tank's fault.
Well,
Okay. Here you should wait until the Reinhardt is coming closer to you to stun. She melted you. There's not much you could have done there.
Round 2 complete. Score.
It seems you struggle quite a bit with your aim. I would have gone soldier a lot sooner than I would have gone soldier instead of McCree, just because it doesn't seem you're great at McCree. McCree should be used for stuff that is overwhelming your team. So like if a Pharah is being pocketed by a Mercy, a McCree is a lot better than a soldier. But if she's not, a soldier's a lot better than a McCree because you're gonna get value from it even if you miss like half your shots. As for McCree, it's a lot harder because he only has 6 shots, obviously, and you can't do triple damage with him very well. D.Va, McCree, Mercy, Junkrat, Ryan. Obviously I can see what they have, but you can't. But I can see what you have. For for this team comp on this map, honestly, Junkrat's not a bad pick.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
That's unfortunate. That one's your tanks being stupid. When fighting a Junkrat in that room, it's very difficult. Knowing that, once you saw the Junkrat, I would have wrapped around the middle while your team is fighting there and try to jump on top of them from behind. But only use one mine, so you can use the other mine to get out. Good. Also pushing in. Help your. You should have been trying to help your Reinhardt there. Your D.Va messed up by not touching. That's her fault. So one thing you should be doing is looking at your Reinhardt and your other tanks. So to get at least to diamond is, think about it this way. If you try to help someone do something that they're doing, that means you guys are focusing the same person and you guys are going to have the advantage. So if you try to help the Reinhardt do what he's trying to do, in this case was fight the other Reinhardt, he could have won that fight. If he lost that fight because he didn't have his D.Va. His D.Va was trying to kill the Zen. If you would have helped the Reinhardt, it would have been a 2v2 instead of a 2v1. Their Zarya was helping the Reinhardt with bubbles, and there was nothing you guys could do. One thing you can do is don't be afraid to power up the Zarya in order to get a kill. Help the Reinhardt not die by breaking the bubble that was on the Reinhardt and trying to finish him off with your Reinhardt. You're gonna be doing more damage than the Zarya is. So here you should have trusted your D.Va to touch the point. You didn't, and your Reinhardt died. And even if you even if you trusted your D.Va to touch the point, it was on her to touch the point, and she didn't do that, which meant you guys didn't even have a chance to get a full fight. But there is something for you. Like earlier you saw the ball pile drive, and as Reaper you tried helping whatever he pile drive, and it worked out. You didn't win the fight, but you got a kill right away because you tried to help the ball. You guys are gonna lose this fight. Oh, I thought the round was over, but oh, sorry, I backed out. Let's go to defense. I would have gone soldier here. I feel like a soldier is better than a McCree. Asher soldier would have been better than McCree here. You know they're running Ryan Zarya.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Let's get a move on.
I don't believe you're able to see their entire team comp yet. The Zarya should have died there. You saw Zarya. As soon as you saw Zarya, just back out because it's not likely that you're gonna kill her, especially if she has bubble. You don't know what you're shooting at. It's good that you're helping the Roadhog deal with the sim. That's fine. Here, you look, and I would shoot at the Reinhardt since he's trying to deal with the Orisa. That's good. I would have rolled into cover where your Roadhog is, because they're just gonna focus you, and if you roll into cover where your Roadhog is, you can split them up by using the wall, so certain people cannot see you, and you can shoot at certain people.
Well, now.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Victory.
So I don't believe this loss is on you. I feel like it's more on your tanks. Their tanks were just significantly better than your tanks. I would have switched off the Orisa, and because they have a, even though you have pulled pork as your tanks, the Zarya can bubble anything they hook. So I would have probably done double barrier or something else like that, right? Or Ryan Zarya yourself. There are instances where you're not doing very much, and that is on you, because if your team is having a fight, you should be there. Your pathing is not great. There's you try to do decisions without looking at what's happening. On Reaper, you kept teleporting up top and trying to get behind them. You didn't realize what was happening, and you were so focused on getting behind them that you didn't realize you weren't looking around to try to see what the best decision is to do. Your playstyle as Reaper, I feel like it's fine if it's flank heavy, but you have to be there when the fight is going on and make decisions to help your team, not just try to get kills and deal damage. Like when you teleported on top of the choke on high ground, you didn't think of what you were going to do, because you can't do anything up there as Reaper. There's no reason for you to be up there. It's a waste of a cooldown, and it's a waste of time. If you wanted to do something and teleport, you should have teleported in the bottom right into the mini room and try to get behind them in that way, or just gone into the left room. I'm not the best DPS main. I'm low diamond, high plat in DPS. I'm a lot better as a tank. I've hit GM, but I'm hoping this helped you a little bit with everything, I guess.